while now, but I still celebrate him on Father's Day. And then I have my baby daddy, who I was married to. We're divorced now, I don't celebrate him anymore. But my son does. So, let bygones be bygones. And, I don't judge. But one thing I do judge, Stephen, this whole geezers of comedy thing, Jesus. I understand the early bird special. I get that. But then, early bird special plus the geezers of comedy, that's more than just gilding the lily. It's more like putting the nail in the coffin. You know what I'm saying? Are we here to tell jokes or give eulogies? Because when I think of geezers, I think of, nose hairs and ear hairs and pencil dicks. Let's be real. And geezer rhymes with tweezer, so pluck, It's kind of, and it's really, if you guys want to call yourself geezers, that's one thing. But all of these hot babes that are here tonight on the stage, we do not do geezer, okay? Well, except for maybe one. But she's not on the stage tonight. But I do know of one who is in your female comedy entourage who does do geezer, but only if they're really, really rich. And that's just because she has kids in private school. And that's just because her baby daddy doesn't include private school in his child support. So I do not judge. I do not judge. And another thing about, this whole age thing, it has been proven that people who have a positive outlook on getting older live on average 7.5 years longer than people who have a negative outlook about getting older. And I would say that geezer is a negative outlook about getting older, wouldn't you? Stephen, how old are you? 59? Ladies and gentlemen, I am 76. I rest my case. We created the youth movement. I am taking that youth with me wherever I move, all right? Because we are the generation of drugs, sex, and rock and roll. Okay, so now the drug is liberatory. And with this economy, the rock is somewhere between here and the hard place. But I want to tell you, the sex is still good. It's just a little different. Okay, now, and I happen to think it's better, because I can still do it. Now, when I was younger, I used to believe that if he looks good and he feels good, it must be love. And that got me into all sorts of trouble. If I was all hot and heavily attracted to a man to the point of sleeping with him, I just knew I was in love with him. And would then spend the next several years, and in one case a marriage, trying to make it work. But with age has come wisdom about the difference between love and lust. So now I look before I leap. So if after a couple of dates, I can tell that 6 weeks down the road, I'm going to be asking myself, what the hell was I thinking? No punani. And if after satisfying my sexual needs, I can tell that 6 months down the road, we're going to be making each other's skin crawl. No more punani. Now, that is not to say that I don't believe that sex can't just be its own reward, because apocalypse be damned, I do love that sweet smell of testosterone in the morning. But the next time I fall in love, it is going to be for the whole package, and not just for the package. Because you see, Having a great relationship should never be confused with just having great sex. There are perfectly serviceable battery-powered appliances for that. But not all men seem to get it. To some men, a woman of a certain age is like fresh meat in a barbecue, raw and ready for grilling. Case in point, and this is a true story. Not long after my divorce, I was looking for throw pillows for my new apartment on Ventura Boulevard in Studio City in California. I'm walking around Pier 1. My cell phone rings. It's an old friend. Mariann, I just heard about you and he who shall remain nameless. Just got divorced and oh, baby, I am so sorry. You know, you two were like the perfect couple. Yeah, well, maybe not. And, you know, I feel so bad. But, you know, I'm your friend too. And I know it was a long-term marriage. And I know you're used to getting your needs met. So, I just want you to know, if you need it, even if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm there for you. I swear before God, this is a true story. The man was offering me mercy sex. Now, do I look like I need mercy sex? I mean, even if I didn't have anybody, even if I was out of batteries, I still know how to let my fingers do the walking. And they still go their way home. And that is what I should have told him. I'm gonna get myself all tangled up here. But I was polite and simply said, "Thank you, Wesley." And I hope he sees this tape. Thank you, Wesley. But I don't think I'll be calling. Click. See, that's the thing. When you get to be older, you know yourself. And you know what you like and what you don't like. And there's some things about being an older woman. You know, we do things old school. And tonight, I'm going to give you a little sample of old school. I have a little poem that I'm going to give you as a little Father's Day present today. I'm going to give you a little something to think about on the way home tonight. It's a little poem called Coming in the Kitchen. In the kitchen, on a hot and sultry Sunday morning, with the sweet and scrumptious smells of homemade biscuits browning, cinnamon apples crisping, and the scintillating sound of cheese grits bubbling, bacon popping, coffee percolating, and the sumptuous sight of lobster omelets floating on a salaciously pussy pink biscuit, garnished with just a dollop of caviar-laden creme fraiche, with the seductive succulence of rapaciously ripe ruby red strawberries giving up their juices in a splendor of mimosa. He comes to me, stroking my shoulder, nuzzling my neck, lips to my ear, whispering, "Baby, what's for dessert?" I smile. Oh, so slyly, lips barely parting, inner thighs moistening, heart palpitating. Ooh, the seeds of culinary seduction are ready for harvest. His hand slowly slips down the bib of my frilly antique lace apron for just such occasions. gently cupping my breast to bring a sip to his lips, and then slides down my hips and tightens on my bare buttock. Oh, my pleasure chamber sighs, and my mind moans in the rapture of knowing that at any moment we can't hold back anymore. We can have each other right there on the kitchen floor. But why break the spell by coming so soon when we can have each other all lazy Sunday afternoon? Well, today's church sermon, it's no sin to get a little sucky. 'Cause after all, didn't God invent nookie? And he made it to feel good for a reason, and not just for a season, appropriation, but for all time, and for all man and woman kind. So today, he gives testimony at my altar. And he never falters. We indulge all of ourselves and all of our senses. There are no pretenses, because after all our years together, we know every inch of each other. So we work a little harder to stimulate mother and allow the anticipation to build a little longer so his stroke can stay stronger. So for now, on opposite ends of the table we sit and dive into our orgiastic feast. Flick of the eye, lick of the spoon. He hardens, I swoon. He commands, come to me, baby. And I comply. Thank you all for coming out tonight. And when you go home, I hope you all come again.